Hello, welcome to Career Cafe. Today's focus will be on the healthcare programs offered through MSU Billings. My name is Curtly Schumann, and I'm the Associate Director of Student Services on the City College campus.
And my name is Brittany Smith, and I'm a new student specialist here at the University campus of Montana State University Billings. Thanks for joining us. I want to open up a little bit and talk about MSU Billings, just so you have some background information, and then we'll get into more detail with the different healthcare aspects of today. But MSU Billings was founded in 1927. We're located here in Billings, Montana, and it's 5 colleges across 2 campuses. So City College is one of those campuses located on the west end, and that's where a lot of our healthcare programs are coming from today. But again, we'll dig into that a little more later. But we have over 4,000 students enrolled in numerous programs across both of these campuses. We have a faculty to student ratio of 14:1, which means that your faculty are going to know your name, they'll know you pretty well, and you'll really be able to connect with them and ask them questions. Our average class size is about 23 students, and that varies per program, but like some of our nursing programs, I believe like the cap is at 20 students, correct? Yeah. So 88% of our faculty hold the highest degree in their field, which means when you have a question, you're going to an expert in the field. And then none of our classes are taught by graduate assistants, so it's only faculty that are teaching classes, so you have access to that expertise. Additionally, we have 2 residence halls located on the university campus here at MSU Billings. There's over 50 clubs and student organizations located across both campuses. We sponsor 16 NCAA Division II athletic programs. We're part of the GNAC, or Greater Northwest Athletic Conference. And then there's also intramural sports and recreational activities for anyone who's looking to compete, but like, you know, maybe more competitively. Lastly, we are located here in Big Sky Country. That's the state of Montana. We have a population at our last census, that was the 2010 census, of about 1 million people. We have had some recent increase in numbers, so I'd like to see what the 2020 census has to say. Additionally, we have 2 national parks, so access to the Yellowstone National Park as well as Glacier National Park is located entirely here in Montana, and then 55 state parks across the whole state. So if you love to be outside and spend time in nature, there's plenty of opportunities here in Billings, here in Montana. We also have 8 federally recognized tribes here in the state of Montana, and there are 7 different reservations located across the state as well. 2 very close to us, actually, with Crow and Northern Cheyenne. One of the really cool things about Montana is we do get to experience all 4 seasons. We are currently in something that could be called fall or winter, just depends on your perspective. And we also have a deep, rich history here in the state of Montana. All sorts of things that are really, really neat to learn about and dig deeper into. And you have some opportunity with some of the general ed classes with Montana history and some of that. And then we are considered the Magic City here in Billings. We are the largest city here in Montana. We are part of the largest school district, so if you are interested in education, we will have more information about that at a future Career Cafe, but that is nice to know that there's plenty of opportunities here. Great internship opportunities, and one of them that'll be really specific to what we're learning more about today with healthcare is that we have the 2 largest hospitals in the region, largest hospital systems in the region that are just backdoor to our university campus and very much commutable from City College as well.
So City College, we have over 30 academic programs that include certificates and degrees. We are market-driven, we're flexible, specialized, responsive, in-demand, hands-on, and short-term. We really do try to provide the skills that will be looked at for market and employability. Our first program that we're going to talk about is Practical Nursing, which happens to be a Certificate of Applied Science through City College. This is a unique program. This one can be completed online in a distance format, with minimal days being required on the City College campus if accepted in. Prerequisite courses can be taken fully online. Again, it is a competitive entry program. 15 students each year will be selected into the practical nursing program. Upon graduation, students will be able to sit for the National Council Licensure Exam, so NCLEX for practical nursing, to become that licensed practical nurse. Then we go on to registered nursing, and it's an Associate of Science degree through City College. We have primarily on-campus classes throughout the program, with some having an online option. It too is a competitive entry program. It admits both in the fall and in the spring into the core. 20 students per semester will be selected in. Upon graduation of this RN degree, students will be eligible to sit for the National Council Licensure Exam, for registered nursing, to become that registered nurse that's able to practice. The one thing too that I want to say about both practical nursing and registered nursing is that they both have a clinical component. For practical nursing, the clinical can be here in Billings, but it can also be at distance as long as it's in the state of Montana. And for registered nursing, all the clinicals will be in Billings or the surrounding area. And our major clinical partners here in Billings for nursing are Billings Clinic and St. Vincent's. So those two major regional hospitals that Brittany had mentioned earlier.
So we do have some videos coming up today, and maybe Kirtley, you can tell us a little bit more about this first one that we're going to look at.
All right, so Stephanie Cowan, who is our Director of Student Services at City College, she interviewed the Director of Nursing, Susan Floyd, and we also have a student that's been interviewed too to talk a little bit more about the program.
Hi, this is Stephanie Cowan, and I'm here at City College. And today we're going to talk with Susan Floyd, who is our Director of Nursing here at City College campus, and learn a little bit more about our nursing options that we offer through City College. So, Susan, could you give us a quick rundown of the different nursing options that we do offer and how they are run?
Hello. So here at City College, we have two different nursing programs. We have an Associate of Applied, no we don't. We have a Certificate of Applied Science Practical Nursing program that is a one-year program that is online. Practical nursing students are able to sit for the boards to become an LPN, and as an LPN they can work in long-term care, community places, doctor's offices. And then we have a associate degree program for registered nursing. And those students are able to sit for the registered nursing license. And we have students working all over the United States.
Awesome. Now, something with the practical nursing program, I know you said it was a distance program, but they are required to come to campus, correct?
Yes. So the main courses are provided online, but the lab, which is the skills part, they do have to come to campus here in Billings, Montana. We have them come for a full week, once a month during their first semester to get their skills.
And currently it's only for students that live in Montana and can do their clinicals in Montana, correct?
Correct. It's a fairly new program, and we're still working out how to set up clinical at distant sites, so we at this time do not accept out-of-state students.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk a little bit about the equipment. So students, you mentioned they're going to do labs here on campus, so we're in one of the rooms. What's some of the equipment they work with here, and then what are their options beyond the labs?
Okay, so we are really lucky here because we have a very well-equipped nursing lab, and we are in one of our high-fidelity rooms, so there's different levels of mannequins that students can work on. There's a basic mannequin that does nothing, but they can do skills on, like give a shot to. This particular mannequin, this high fidelity one, is actually connected to a computer, and we can make it talk, We can give it IV, we can make it have a reaction, we can make it have abnormal vital signs, so students have to react in the moment with what they would actually do with the patient. The other thing that we do is we have equipment that they're actually going to use in the medical facilities. So this happens to be an Alaris IV pump with all the pieces of equipment that go with it. So students will actually learn how to program this before they actually go and do it with a patient at a clinical site.
Right. Speaking about clinicals, who are some of our clinical partners that our students get to work with?
So here in Billings, for the registered nursing site, we have Billings Clinic, St. Vincent Hospital, Rimrock Foundation, Long-Term Acute Care, LTAC, we have the Rehab Hospital of Montana, and we, for the practical nursing students, have St. John's and Bellaterra and Aventerra, and we also use the school district through Riverstone Health, and we've also taken students to Head Start. So we use lots of different community sites.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for your time today, Susan. We really appreciate it. We'd like to share out the great information that we have on our wonderful 2 nursing programs.
Well, that was good information regarding the nursing program, and I wish you could be able to see more of that nursing lab, because it is pretty spectacular and students do have a great facility to practice in. Next on to Radiological Technology. It too, actually, it's an Associate of Applied Science degree. It primarily has on-campus classes throughout the program with some limited online options. It is a competitive entry program where students will apply each fall, actually apply for the fall start each year. Approximately 14 students will be selected into the program. Upon graduation of the Radiological Technology degree, students will be eligible to sit for the AART exam to become that practicing radiologic technologist. So next, we're gonna go and Stephanie will talk to Jenna Andujar, who is Radiological Technology faculty and also faculty in our ultrasound program.
And today I'm visiting with Jenna Andujar. She is one of our ultrasound and radiology technology instructors. And I'm going to talk to her about the radiology program that we have here at City College. So Jenna, if you could, give us some information about the program. For example, how many students do we take in? Where do they get to do their clinical sites? What are some of the highlights about the equipment that they get to use in our own labs?
Hi Stephanie, thanks for coming today. Yeah, I'd love to tell you about our program. So we have a 2-year program. It's you fulfill an associate's degree at the end. We have wonderful clinical partners here in Billings. We have St. Vincent Healthcare and Billings Clinic. Both of the facilities have helped donate equipment to our labs, which we're very fortunate to have. We have 2 fully functioning x-ray rooms. As you can see, we're standing in one now. And we're working with technology that the students are able to work with actually in the clinical sites. We offer anything from film screen to CR and now digital technology. So we're staying up with the advances with that.
And so tell us about how many students do we take into the program and how often?
Sure. So every year we take 14 students. It's a very competitive process. We encourage everybody that would like to apply to obtain as much patient care experience as they can. It's a real hands-on environment, and it's what we deal with. So each year we have a graduating cohort that is able to get jobs locally. We have placement outside of Billings in many other states, Alaska, Oregon, Texas. We have Bozeman reaching out for our graduates. It's a very reputable program.
That's great. And you kind of mentioned it. Our students are in demand, so great placement out of this program, no issues with the opportunities. In fact, sometimes they get to choose where they get to go. So that's really exciting for our students. So I also heard there's some other exciting news for this program this year. Could you share that information with us today?
Yes, I'd love to. We've recently acquired a JR Cert accreditation, They're an accrediting body that holds each program under their accreditation to higher standards. So that just solidifies our quality of our program that we offer to our students. And with that additional accreditation, we are able to allow the opportunity for our students to work in other facilities, especially those that are government funded, like the VA or maybe Indian Health Services.
That's great. Well, thank you for your time, Jenna, and we look forward to new information and opportunities here at the Rad Tech program.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That was really great. That was really helpful. I feel like I've seen some of those rooms before, but it's always really impressive to hear someone talk about their program and like get excited about it. So we also were lucky to get a chance to speak with a student who's in the Radiologic Technology program. And so that's the next video that we have now.
Here at City College in our radiology lab with one of our current radiology students, Carly. And so I wanted to visit with Carly a little bit about the program, and so we'll see what she thinks of it. So Carly, first of all, could you let us know, why did you choose the radiology field?
I've been interested in healthcare basically since I've been in high school. I've done lots of internship programs, and I worked in the hospital actually here at Billings Clinic. And it just kind of stemmed off from there. I actually work in radiology transport, so I get to work in the radiology field already, so it just spiked my interest from there.
Well, that's great. And so tell me, how did you find the City College program, or why did you choose this campus to go?
I've done lots of research online and looking at the City College and talking from previous students and current students, even from working in the radiology department at Billings Clinic. They had nothing but good things to say about it, and the professors and the curriculum and the clinical sites, so I knew it's where I wanted to be.
That is awesome. So from your experience currently as a student, what's been the best thing that you've enjoyed the most through the program?
The professors and the clinical sites. I think learning hands-on and taking it to the clinical sites and learning, putting everything to use what you have learned, it's definitely helped me remember things. I know the same for my classmates, and seeing actual real life situations and trauma and how the field works in itself, and just kind of how the flow of things work.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time, Carly. We really appreciate it. And I know those people out there enjoy hearing directly from our students.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
That was really good information from Jenna and the student. I appreciate everything that they had to say. Next, we'll go on to Ultrasound Technology. This is a certificate program offered through City College. It's a special certificate program. Right now it has the requirements that in order to be eligible for this particular certificate, students must have an associate's degree in a clinical healthcare field and possess current licensure, registry, or certification in that particular area, or have any bachelor's degree. The current focus of the program is on OB, gynecology, abdomen, and small parts. It too is by competitive entry, with it being a spring start now of each year. And upon graduation, students will be able to sit for the American Registry of Diagnostic Medical Sonographers, otherwise known as ARDMS, to be able to practice as an ultrasound tech or sonographer. So we're going to go back and watch Jenna again, and she's going to be talking more about this area.
Today I'm visiting with Jenna Andujar. She's one of our instructors for the radiology and ultrasound programs. And I'm going to visit with her a little bit about our ultrasound program. It is kind of unique. It is a certificate, but it is meant for current healthcare professionals or that want to add this on. So a physician or a nurse or a rad tech that wants to add the skill set and this ability onto their current skills. So I'm going to let Jenna explain the program a little bit more so we can learn about this new program and possibly new opportunities in the future as well.
Thanks, Stephanie. As you mentioned, this is a 12-month certificate program, a professional certificate aimed at achieving general and limited OB/GYN abdominal sonography skills. Our students are in what's called a hybrid program when they enter this certificate. That means that they're doing online learning for didactics, and then they're doing clinical site work at an established clinical partner. Could be locally, could be around the state, it could even be in other states. So once a semester, the students are traveled here to our scan lab where I'm standing and work with our sonographers to do their scanning testing.
And so tell us, I know we're looking at possibly expanding. What are the thoughts and why would we want to do that?
So we're currently putting together a plan to progress this into an associate's degree program. What that does is it allows the students a lot more time to fulfill their hours requirement by the ARDMS, which makes them hireable anywhere around the United States. It also allows for clinical partners to be more accepting of our students. Right now, especially with the pandemic, it's really hard to get clinical sites. So we work diligently to achieve more of those each and every year. So
Yeah.
we just continue to work on that.
That's great. And, so keep checking out our website to see if we get that next step up here in the next few years to allow more opportunities for our students. So again, thank you, Jenna, for your time.
You're welcome.
That was really great to learn about all of the different opportunities that there are at City College. I know there's definitely more, but this kind of chips away, gets us started. But I'm going to transition us a little bit into what the university campus has to offer. So we do have our College of Health Professions and Science. We're currently undergoing construction and renovation on what was the Science Building and is now the Yellowstone Science and Health Building, really expanding that to include a lot of our health professions because that is really our bread and butter here at MSU Billings and City College. I think we really do well to serve our community. And so some of the programs that come through this college, we do have our athletic training program. We have a 3+2 option with that, so it's 3 years of undergraduate and then 2 years of graduate work. So you graduate with a Master's of Science in Athletic Training. We'll be hearing from one of our athletic trainers in a little bit. We also have our Health Administration program for anybody who's really interested in healthcare but maybe gets a little skeeved by the blood and guts bits. That's me. And then we also have our RN to BSN transition program. So if you already have that RN degree, or if you started off at City College but are looking to advance your career, pick up some management opportunities, get a little bit higher pay scale, some students will transition through the RN to BSN program, and that is through our university campus, and it is online. We'll be hearing more about that later. But just to touch back to athletic training, as I mentioned, there is that 3+2 program, and so it does combine all of the undergrad and graduate program in that 5-year period instead of having to reapply or look elsewhere for graduate work or possibly run the risk of it taking 6 or 7 or more years. It is additionally, like most of the programs that we've talked about so far today, a competitive entry program. Space is limited, so definitely if you're interested, you'll want to reach out and connect with one of the faculty, you'd start with us, but get a little more information with the faculty. And it is a CAATE accredited program. Now, don't ask me what that means, but I'm assuming that it is something that if you are an athletic trainer, you really want to make sure that you have that accreditation. So I think we have our video with Lindsay next. She will tell us a little bit more about the athletic training program. So we'll kick it off there.
I originally wanted to be a nurse. My grandma was a nurse. I really was always interested in the medical field. I thought that was kind of where I wanted to go. And I think, like most people that are athletic trainers, athletic training kind of chooses you. If you talk to all of the athletic trainers at MSUB or around here, we all had an injury or something that happened that kind of led us down this path of being injured ourselves, working with an athletic trainer, and then kind of seeing what it was like and thinking, that's what I want to do. And that was kind of my story. I got hurt playing high school softball, and there was an athletic trainer at the tournament, and I thought, I could do that job. Seems like a fun job. I grew up in Belgrade, and so all of my classmates, everybody that I went to high school with was going to Bozeman or Missoula. I knew I wanted to go into athletic training, and that was kind of where I was looking. And MSUB had an athletic training program, and I took a tour of the campus. My dad came, one of my friends from high school, and I knew that this was where I wanted to go to school. I could see myself here for kind of a long haul.
So the next video that we get to watch will detail a little bit more about health administration and RN to BSN program. I was able to speak with Becky Anglin, and she oversees both of those programs. And so she's going to talk a little bit more about kind of the breakdown betwixt the two. But in short summary, health administration is work in a rapidly growing field of health management. So if you're looking for some sort of job within the hospital system, but not necessarily as a nurse or doctor. And then the RN to BSN is 49 credits entirely online to complete that degree and make that transition from RN to, or the Associate of Science in Nursing, to the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. It is CCNE accredited, and we'll head to the video now and hear more from Becky and myself.
Hi, my name is Brittany Smith, and I'm a new student specialist here at Montana State University Billings. And I'm sitting down with Becky Anglin, who works here at MSUB as well. She oversees a lot of our healthcare services, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about her position and some of the programs that she oversees. So take it away, Becky.
Hi, so I'm Becky Anglin. Like she said, I am the Department Chair of Healthcare Services, and then I oversee the Health Administration program for the Bachelor students and the Master students. And then I also am the RN to BSN program coordinator, and then an assistant professor that teaches actually in all 3 different programs.
Sweet. So what are some of the things that students are looking for when they're getting involved in some of these programs? Like, what are they hoping to do, or why are they in these programs?
So first I'll start with the nursing program. The RN to BSN program is strictly for students that already have their associate in nursing. So they are working as nurses or have just graduated from a nursing program and are working to obtain their bachelor's degree. So that's our students that go into that program. That program is typically takes about 1 year. We do have some students who do it part-time, so it takes a little bit longer, but it furthers their education in nursing research, leadership, management, complex healthcare needs, and advances their nursing skills.
Sweet, yeah. What are some of the really exciting things about Billings and how MSU Billings partners, especially with this program? What kind of networking is there?
So there's a lot of networking, as with Billings being the main hub for healthcare in our region. We have lots of opportunities for students, and not just here in Billings, but in the whole state of Montana. We've got great opportunities for rural internships. We've got a large network of facilities that are more than willing to have students come in. And then we have,
she's a busy lady.
Sorry about that. And then we have right here in Billings, we've got both of our hospitals, we've got clinics, nursing homes, Riverstone Health, all willing to help take students in for internship opportunities. And a lot of those internships will sometimes turn into a job at the end of their program.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Becky. Thanks for taking the time. I'll let you get that call. But yeah, thanks for joining.
I really did a great job. No, I'm just kidding. It was lovely to speak with Becky. She was really informative, and she was worried that it wouldn't have enough time to cover everything, because I think any of these programs, you honestly could really dig so much deeper. So we're hoping to kind of whet your appetite, dig a little deeper, find out more. If anything was really interesting to you, you can reach out to us. But I want to talk a little bit more about the Department of Labor and Industry report that we had a few years ago that really details how, we know what our programs cost, but then what kind of comes out in the wash is what students are able to make at the end of that. So we have lower tuition here at MSU Billings and City College. You can check out on our website. If you're viewing this today, you might be able to just kind of click around that website and see, but also on our msubillings.edu website to see an actual like Montana cost comparative, and it compares how much it costs to attend here or another community college or another university here in Montana, and just see how much more affordable it is, but sometimes that's great and all, but what about at the end? And so it's really nice to see some of our higher wage outcomes. Our City College graduates earn an average of $5,800 more than the median across all two-year colleges in Montana, and our university graduates earn $4,400 more than the mean of other four-year public universities in Montana. So paying less, getting more. What's not to love?
Return on investment.
Yes, exactly. So Kirtley's going to talk a little bit more about our financial aid.
All right, so financial aid and scholarship information. The financial aid priority deadline to file the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is December 1 of every year. So if you are planning on attending during that fall 2021, spring 2022 academic year, you want to make sure you have your FAFSA application submitted by that priority deadline of December 1. The MSU Billings school code, and when I say MSU Billings school code, that includes City College as well, is 002530. We guarantee WUI, which is the Western Undergraduate Exchange, which separates us from some other schools, and a great opportunity for certain out-of-state students. Our scholarship application is currently open for the upcoming academic year of fall 2021, spring 2022. That is currently open and available out on our school's website. The priority deadline for this one is February 1. And the one thing that lots of things that I appreciate, but one thing in particular that I really appreciate about the MSU Billings scholarship application, for all of the scholarship opportunities within MSU Billings, you can make one electronic scholarship application, and based on that, be considered for multiple opportunities. So we really do try to make it very student friendly. And the other thing that I appreciate about the scholarships is that there's a little bit of something for everyone in there. It's not all GPA based. It can be based on your interests, like your hobbies, your major. It's very wide. And so I do encourage each and every person to apply for that scholarship application within MSU Billings. Brittany, can you talk a little bit more about Yellow Jacket Excellence?
Sure. So we do have some scholarships that'll be tied to your application, tied to your GPA, tied to where you're coming from. Yellow Jacket Excellence will be more specific to those students coming from within Montana. And then we have Explore Montana scholarships for anyone who's outside of that WUI benefit region. So if you're looking to possibly take an adventure out west, join us and we can, throw you a little money for exploring Montana. And then I think our last piece here is just about next steps. I just want you to know that we are taking in-person as well as virtual visits, so you can visit either campus, depending on which program you're interested in. If you're interested in something at City College campus, you'll want to stop off there first. If you're looking to live on campus, then you'll want to visit University campus as well. And then, if you're looking at something that's specifically here at the University campus, you'll want to register for a campus visit with us. There is a $500 scholarship drawing, so anyone who registers and attends either a virtual or an in-person campus visit and tour, you will be entered to win a $500 scholarship. I believe that that's for the month of November and December, but if you haven't already, you can start with an application. That's always a good place to start, especially if you're looking at scholarships, because you would have to have applied and been accepted in order to apply for our scholarships. So you have, again, until February 1st as the deadline, but you'll want to start with an application if you haven't done so already. They are free to Montana residents with our new Apply Montana scholarship. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, we do have people in the chat right now. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you're able to have some coffee at our Career Cafe. I believe there are some little treats coming your way as well. So thanks for attending, and hope to hear from you soon.